There's this phrase that has inspired me over the years, which is that progress over perfection. So the fact that you are making progress and you are doing what you said you would do is more important than trying to be the best at it, trying to be perfect at it. In that journey of making progress, perfection will eventually come, and you'll be perfect in what it is that you do. You'll be perfect in your own way, in your own style. Someone dropped a comment on my YouTube channel about being authentic, and I think the comment was that basically it's better to be authentic than to be perfect. And that comment resonated so much with me, and I responded by saying that I was going to do a video about authenticity and how that is more important than being perfect in your content creation. So let's talk about what it means to be authentic. Being authentic means staying true to your values, to your personality, staying true to what is real to you, regardless of people's expectations or people's opinions or what is trending. It really means being true to yourself. It involves knowing who you are, allowing that to guide your actions, allowing that to guide your content. It involves allowing yourself to stay true to your choices, to what is real to you, to your convictions. When you're authentic, you don't mask your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs. You say it as it is. You're not trying to fit into what is trending or what other people expect. You're being original. It involves embracing your individuality, embracing yourself just as you are. In my content creation journey, it took me a while to get to the point where I realized that, you're just better off being yourself, because every time you try to imitate other people or try to align to trends that are happening out there, just take something away from your originality. And the world is such a big place, so wide, and there are over 7 billion people in the world today, and everybody is unique. So there's nothing better than to just try to be yourself, and trying to imitate another person or copy another person is probably not the best. Now, that's not to say that we cannot get inspiration from what other people are doing and how other people are creating their content. That is probably one of the ways I would suggest that is you can develop your creativity, which is to imitate other people. But while you take the time to imitate other people, you should make sure that your original self and the things that you believe and your own ideas also show through whatever content it is you're trying to create. So for me, I think that is really important, and we're going to go into a couple of ways that you can try to bring authenticity into your content creation process. As a creator, whether you're a YouTube creator or you're a blogger, a writer, or a filmmaker, an artist, here are some ways that you can try to be more authentic and forget about perfection and produce content that people can really resonate with. As a YouTube creator, you can be authentic by sharing your own personal stories. Share your struggles, share your experiences, share your own personal stories. Let that come out in whatever it is that you're creating. You don't have to feel compelled to follow the trend and share what other people are sharing or do what other people are doing. For example, you can talk about your own personal journey in reaching a certain milestone, a personal milestone. For instance, maybe how you are able to develop certain skills or overcome certain obstacles. Those are some of the ways that you can be authentic in your content creation for YouTube. Another thing is to stay true to your own style and to your own voice. Be original. Speak the way you would normally speak to other people. Stay true to your own style, stay true to your own voice, stay true to whatever it is that aligns with your own personality. And the other thing is to be transparent. If you made mistakes, share it. If you had some stumbling blocks along the way, talk about those things. Doing so gives your audience an authentic look into your own experience, and it helps them to relate it to their own experiences as well. If you're a blogger or a writer, you can write about your personal experiences. You can talk about what it is that you believe and what it is that compels you. You can use your personal experiences to explain concepts or ideas that you think are important and that will resonate with your audience. Feel free to include mistakes that you've experienced or that you've had along the way. Being authentic means that you are also willing to be vulnerable. You have to get to the point that you are comfortable telling people about your own errors, telling people about your thought processes. You could write about real life examples of how you did things or how you overcame certain obstacles. That level of honesty in your content creation makes you more authentic and helps people to be able to relate with you. People generally appreciate honesty, and I think it's really something that you should strive to incorporate into your content creation. Don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to impress anybody. Just be yourself. Another thing is to, as an artist, share the why behind what it is you're doing. If you want to create a video or an art piece about a certain subject, tell people why you're doing that. Make people understand what it is that inspired you to create that piece of art. So whether it is a music piece, whether it's an art piece, try to let people know why you're doing it and where the idea came from, and if possible relate it to a personal experience, because if you think about it very well, many times what inspires you as an artist is something that you've experienced, something you've observed, something that you've learned. And so let all of that come into whatever it is you're trying to do, and let it come into the presentation. So as you're sharing with other people, you're letting them know why you did this, why you created this art piece, why you created this video, why you created this piece of music. Those are some of the ways that you can bring authenticity into your creation as an artist. If you're a photographer or a filmmaker, one of the ways you can bring authenticity into your story is to show the process, show people behind the scenes. Let them see how you're able to come up with these photographs or this footage. Show the unedited images, show the settings that you used, show the camera that you used. Give example of some of the decisions you made towards making this content. And above all, make sure that the photographs you're taking or the film that you're making or the footage that you're capturing is something that you believe in, that you resonate with. Don't just try to create images or content that you think somebody wants to see, but just talk about yourself. What are the kind of images that resonate with you? What are the kind of footages or films or videos that resonate with you? Let your interests show. Let the things that you're interested in show. If you're someone who is captivated by landscapes and by the environment, let that show. If you're interested in people and their expressions and everyday life, let that show in the content that you create. And try to include your personal perspective. There is a way that you see things, there is a way that you interpret things. Let that show in your content, rather than just creating content to please anybody or to please a certain trend. So for example, if you are someone who likes to photograph people as a street photographer, let that show. Another thing you can do is to explore personal topics, things that you are particularly interested in. So for instance, if you are more interested in people and their expressions and how they manage life, let that show in your content. Focus on creating those kind of content. The other thing you can do is to explore topics that you are personally involved in, personally interested in. So if you're interested in what makes people happy, for example, create that kind of content and relate it to your own concepts or your own ideas around happiness. That way you are telling people about you, about what you believe in, and that makes it more authentic, more original. If you're a musician, someone that creates music, One way to stay authentic is to write from your heart. Write music that is original to you. Showcase your process, how you were able to come up with the music piece, the lyrics. And don't be afraid to bring in your own particular preferences. If there's a certain type of music you like, if there's a certain type of beat you like, let that show in the art pieces and the music that you develop. It's so hard, especially for musicians, because to make it in music, a lot of times musicians feel that they have to adapt to the trends and do what other people are doing, do what seems trendy. That is all well and good. But even in that, if for instance club music is what is trending, you should be able to share the kind of club music that you like and maybe talk about the kind of things that you like in club music. That way it's more original and it's more relatable. You have to be transparent, you have to be original, you have to let people see your process, and that way people are going to connect better with you in terms of your content and building an audience. The bottom line is that as someone who used to focus so much on being perfect, and as someone who is by nature a perfectionist, I've come to realize that you really don't gain anything by trying to meet up to other people's expectations, trying to please other people. In the long run or overall, you really have to just be as authentic as you can. There are over 7 billion people on the planet, but nobody is like you. You are an original. Your experiences, your perceptions, your beliefs, your convictions, they're all different from other people. Some things may align, but at the end of the day, everybody is still different as an individual. And you have to try to make sure that that comes out in your process of being a content creator. Some of the things that I think help you to be authentic is, number one, vulnerability. Be willing to let people see you as you are, with all your flaws and your mistakes. If possible, when you're creating your content, let people see the errors that you've made, let people see the mistakes that you've made. You also have to be honest. That also ties to the previous point about being original, being authentic. Don't try to hide your mistakes. Don't try to hide your errors. And if you've made a mistake, be willing to share and let people know that you made a mistake. Don't try to change yourself to try to please other people. I find that doesn't work at all. You speak with a particular kind of accent, for example. Speak with that accent. There are people out there that will connect with that originality. Don't try to change your accent just to please other people. There are certain things you like, certain types of photographs or films, images that you like. Let that show. Be free and open enough to share with your audience. Don't try to overpackage yourself. Don't try to create something that is not really you. I think these are some of the things that would help you to be authentic. But above all of that, right, I think one of the key messages that I'm trying to pass across with this video is that create content that resonates with you. Create content that you can be proud of. I always tell the people that work with me and anybody that cares to listen, create content that years later, when you watch this content, you are proud that you are part of it. Create content for yourself. Imagine that you are the only one in the theater and your film or your content was being showcased. Imagine you're the only one in that audience. Create content that will make you feel happy to watch it. I always tell people that do stuff that you'll be proud of 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now. Don't do stuff that 10 years, 20 years from now you look at and you're like, you'll be cringing that, why did I do that? Create content that you can be proud of. I think that is the key message or key trick to being authentic. Do stuff that you'll be proud of. So whether you're a YouTube creator, a photographer, a filmmaker, do stuff that you think you'll be proud of years later when you watch it. I think that's very important to being authentic, and I think it's really important for us to think about as we continue on this journey of ours. Don't try to be perfect. There's this phrase that has inspired me over the years, which is that progress over perfection. So the fact that you are making progress and you are doing what you said you would do is more important than trying to be the best at it, trying to be perfect at it. In that journey of making progress, perfection will eventually come, and you'll be perfect in what it is that you do. You'll be perfect in your own way, in your own style. I think that's really important, and hope the video was useful. I just tried to share with you my own thoughts around being authentic, and let me know in the comments if this video resonated with you. Thanks again for watching. Thanks always for your comments. I try to read every comment and respond to every comment. Let me know what you think of the video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.